just because you're eating like 3 meals a day or 2. Some people that eat very few meals do gain weight, but we'll go through why it happens. It's not really because of
but when you
meals.
say 2 or 3 meals or 4 to 6 meals, when you say 2 or 3, you mean small meals, right?
I just mean meals.
I mean same size as the 4 to 6.
No,
Oh,
not
not
necessarily.
necessarily.
Because really, I mean, if you looked at it, if you had certain requirements that your body needed, well, if you needed all of this food right in here, okay, this is your bag of food for the day, and I need all of that. So it doesn't matter if I get all of this food in 2 times a day or if I get it all 6 times. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. From a weight loss standpoint, losing body fat, it doesn't. And this is why. Because what we've been told about with the metabolism, this thing's been like doing this all Tuesday.
Okay.
But,
Out of there you go.
From a metabolism standpoint, right, there's no fat burning magic that happens. There's not with eating 6 times a day or shutting down when you eat 2. What you have probably been told is that if you don't eat enough meals a day, your metabolism will slow down. So interestingly enough, there's been research done on this. And they did some pretty extreme research on it. They took, there's been a lot of stuff done on this, but they took subjects and they fasted them for 24 hours to up to 72 hours. So between 1 and 3 days, no food, water but no food. And they were testing out to see what was going to happen to the metabolism and to their muscle without going without food. So you would expect that over this period of time, you would see the signs of metabolism slowing down and signs of like muscle breakdown, because that's what we've been told. Interestingly enough, what they found is that it was the complete opposite. So they found that from 24 hours and up to 3 days into a fast without any food, not only did metabolism not decrease at all, their ability to burn fat skyrocketed, like big. So they had increased fat burning, they had increased growth hormone levels, which if you don't know what growth hormone does, just something that we produce, and levels of growth hormone will help to burn fat and maintain or build muscle. And so it actually helps to burn like carbohydrates for energy. So they had that. Growth hormone levels skyrocketed. Interestingly enough, insulin levels and blood sugar levels dropped really, really big. So there was all this potential to lose fat. Nobody's metabolism slowed down. And there's plenty of it. So the reason why I'm talking about it is not to recommend that you guys fast for 1 to 3 days. Please don't do that. But just to show you that if you go with 2 meals in your day and you go a lot of hours without food, your metabolism's not going to slow down. You're not going to get fat because of it. You're not going to lose muscle because of it. It won't happen. The problem, so what's the problem then when we've got like people, because I met them, right? I'm exercising like crazy and I eat healthy and I can't lose weight. Well, how many times a day are you eating? 2. I used to think that that was like the biggest problem, right? But most people, what they have problems with, it's like the typical scenario. Get up in the morning, are in a time crunch to get to work, or just don't want to eat breakfast, grab a cup of coffee, and they're on the go. They drink coffee through the morning, don't really eat anything till lunch, or maybe grab a piece of fruit mid-morning or a little snack somewhere, but not a whole lot in there. And they're running on caffeine. It's like they're just pumped up on caffeine. Lunchtime comes, caffeine kind of wears off, and they're like ravenous, shaking, I'm hungry, I'm starving. They go to lunch, and they sit down and order like some big plate of food and have a big, full lunch. Then they don't really eat anything all for the rest of the day. Maybe have the afternoon cup of coffee to wake them up at 2 o'clock or something. Go home. By the time they sit down to dinner at 6 or 7 o'clock or whatever, they're starving again. Sit down to a big plate of food at night and then veg out on the couch all night.
Exactly.
So the problem isn't so much that they eat 2 or 3 times in a day, but the problem is that they
eat too much.
A lot of people, they have trouble controlling how much they really need. They're not properly understanding exactly what they need, right? And a lot of times they're dehydrated as well. Because most people aren't getting anywhere near enough water, and dehydration a lot of times makes us feel hungry. So it's like a double, whammy right there. So people are just consuming way more than their bodies